Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Kristen Gear. I am the Director of Operations and one of the Managing Directors for BNI Arizona. And every single week, I come to you providing a weekly education nugget called Wisdom Wednesday that counts as one chapter education unit for watching. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's edition. Super excited to provide some reminders, especially for the settings in BNI, so that way it will gain you guys more visibility. But before we start that, we are in Member Extravaganza, guys. So we are a couple weeks in, and Member Extravaganza goes until June 3rd. So we've got plenty of time for inviting some amazing professionals to BNI. We've got several amazing incentives. Remember, guys, there's two incentives for Member Extravaganza. One is the BNI Cruise. So for the BNI Cruise, there's going to be one winner per BNI region. So all of the different BNI regions around the U.S. are participating in Member Extravaganza at the same time. So for this cruise, as a chapter, guys, you guys would need 6 or more new members into the chapter. Now, the only thing that doesn't qualify as a new member is someone coming back into BNI or a chapter transfer because they've already been in BNI. So really the key thing is making sure that when they're a new member, they are paying that application fee, because previous BNI members do not need to pay the application fee coming back into BNI. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, past BNI members still make amazing growth for the chapter. So we don't want to not reach out to past BNI members to invite them to the chapter meetings. We still want to reach out to them. They just wouldn't qualify towards Member Extravaganza. But the more people in the room, the more people that will help with that chapter growth, which is just incredible. So we've got that amazing cruise incentive, and we've got all of the cash prizes still. So there's different levels for those cash prizes. Remember, guys, there's the Sponsor 1 level, Sponsor 2 level, and the Sponsor 3 level. I will tell you, in the last couple of years, there's been about 10 names in that Sponsor 3 level. So if you can get up to that level, which I know many of you can, there are really, really good odds when you get to that level. The Sponsor 1 bucket has usually a lot of names in it. The Sponsor 2 bucket usually has about half the names that the Sponsor 1 bucket has. And the Sponsor 3 bucket has, like I said, 10 or more names that are in that particular bucket. So there's really good odds to win that $1,000 cash prize. So keep inviting amazing professionals. It's not about quantity, guys. We still want to focus on quality new members coming into the chapter. We don't want to just add people to the room, because one, that will not help with retention on the back end if we're just throwing people in. And we want to make sure that people can strategically work really well with the power partners that are in your chapter. So it's important that membership committees reach out to the potential power partners when someone submits an application to your chapter, so that way we can make sure that there's synergy there. Because like I said, we don't want to just add new people to add people. This is why we have membership committees, to do their due diligence with vetting the applications and making sure we have the right people in the spots. Because when you have the right people in the spot, that's when you're going to see the magic happen, with many, many referrals being passed, and that thank you for closed business number is just going to skyrocket. So make sure to keep that in mind. We don't want to discredit anyone from inviting different people to the chapter, but just know that we are still vetting every application. Even though we've got those incentives going, a lot of people are so focused on those incentives that they just care about the number versus the quality. So we're still all about quality over quantity when it comes to the new members coming into the chapter. Now, for anyone that is brand new or a seasoned member, I still get messages all the time, guys, that members are searching for different professions through the BNI Connect app and cannot see members' contact details. Now, when this happens, it means that there's settings within the BNI Connect app, within your profile, that is restricting other BNI members to view your information. So it will be super important to go into your BNI Connect app and go into the profile information. So if you click on the More button at the bottom and go to the profile settings, and there's going to be multiple options on that screen. So within the profile settings, you're going to notice there's going to be 3 options with each of the settings. For those 3 options, the first one of the options is all. And all means that all BNI members that have access to the BNI Connect app can view your contact information. Now, all does not mean that your contact information will be blasted publicly. It just means any BNI member that has access to the BNI Connect app worldwide can view your information. This will be super important to help increase your visibility, because if someone searches for your product and service and you have one of the other options, which I'm going to talk about in a second, if you have one of these other options selected, then they can't view your information. They're going to go to the next person who they can view their information. So I would highly recommend to set those settings to all. Now, the other 2 options when it comes to those settings, the first one is for the My Connections. So My Connections just means that anyone in your chapter can view your contact information. So only your members in your chapter. Now, they know you already. So when you have it at My Connections, that means no one outside of your chapter can view your information. So that's why I always recommend set it to all, so that way everyone can view it. Now, the third option is none. Now, all of you should never have none selected, because when you have none selected, that means your chapter members and anyone else in BNI can view your contact information. So please, if you do anything today, take a minute or 2 to check your settings and make sure that the right settings are selected, so that way people can find you in BNI Connect. Now, the other thing with that is making sure your profile's updated. Make sure you've got your web address, make sure your email is current, make sure you've got a good profile picture, make sure that you have all of the My Business sections, the keywords, and the tops profile filled out, because the more information and details that you include in each of those sections will also help drive your visibility through Google searches and through the BNI Connect website. Because if someone goes through the BNI Connect website and searches some keywords, if it doesn't tie directly to your profession that's listed in BNI Connect, your profile will still pull up because you've included those details in your profile. So make sure that your profile is filled out. Make sure your settings are marked correct, guys, because I still get emails that people are frustrated that they can't view people's information. So please, please, please go in and update these settings today. Make sure you're all set. That way you don't have to worry about it, and you are safe to know that anyone can view your information to be able to pass referrals your way cross-chapter. If you have any questions about that, please let me know. I'm happy to help. Looking forward to an amazing member extravaganza. I'm going to start doing weekly updates probably next week with all of the amazing members that have already sponsored new members during extravaganza that have qualified. So it's applications dated from April 2nd to June 3rd. We've got plenty of time. There's so many open business days on the BNI Arizona calendar. Make sure to check it out. We've got the new mentor hour going. Like, there is incredible stuff going on around BNI Arizona. So definitely make sure to tune in to that calendar, because that is where all of our events are posted. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to this week's Wisdom Wednesday. And remember to record one chapter education unit for watching. Thanks so much, guys, and we will see you next week.